This is a demo of Spanright and how you can use it to create wallpapers that will fit any multi-monitor setup, even if you have mismatched monitors of different sizes and resolutions. A common problem if you have mismatched monitors is that Windows will not recognize that vertical edges between monitors have different pixels per inch or just different physical sizes, and if you try to span a wallpaper across them, you get a distorted image. So in my personal setup, I actually have 3 different resolutions, 3 different diagonal lengths, and 3 different aspect ratios for my 3 screens. First, I have a 14-inch laptop display, which is 16 by 10 aspect ratio. Then I have my primary monitor, which is a 24-inch 16 by 9 1080p screen. And then I also have a 34-inch ultra-wide monitor. So the total aspect ratio of my entire setup is actually 53 by 10, and the total resolution is 6400 by 1200. So if I wanted to set this dragon image as my wallpaper, a simple crop for my triple monitor setup would have to look like this. But when set as my wallpaper, it looks like this, misaligned, because the difference between my laptop and my 24-inch monitor is so big, so it distorts the resulting image. So Spanright corrects this by allowing you to recreate your physical monitor setup, taking pixels per inch into account, as well as bezels and any physical space. You can also align this with your display settings from your operating system so that it would match what you would see here. And then you would be able to upload an image, preview it, and export it. So Spanright's output might look odd when viewed alone as an image, but when set as my wallpaper, it looks like this, and it fits the physical setup perfectly. So when you first open Spanright, you're greeted with the editor canvas. You can start by dragging these preset monitors onto the canvas. You can also add a custom monitor if yours doesn't match one of these. You can start by setting the bezels. So let's say this is the laptop screen, and then you have 2 standard bezeled 24-inch monitors. And then let's say I want to rotate this image and drag it up here. And I want to have them all aligned on the bottom. You can turn off the align assist with the A shortcut, and there are the other editing shortcuts here. So let's say I have this set up, then I can go to my virtual layout, and in this setup I actually don't have them top aligned, but I have them bottom aligned. Then I can go back, upload any image, let's say this image, then I can also resize this image to fit the monitor setup that I want, and then I can preview what it will look like. And these black negative areas are called empty areas, and you can actually have it blur or be transparent, but the important thing to remember is these are not actually going to be visible when you set it as your monitor layout, as long as your virtual layout matches this. So just some other features that this has. You can also duplicate monitors. You can rename it if you have a brand, like this is an HP monitor, and those names will stay throughout the whole thing. And let's say also if one of these is actually a different resolution. So here they're both 1080p, but if I actually have 4K monitor, the resolution along this vertical line is actually higher, so it's going to also create some negative space. But in the end, when you align, if your monitors are actually aligned like this, it will look correct. Other features, you can save configurations. This, you can also export and import with JSON. There's a few quick layouts just as a sample. You can share a layout with a URL where the URL has all the monitor details encoded in it. I can also see when my image is undersized. So in this case, my image's resolution is smaller than the recommended resolution, specifically the length, because of the width of these two monitors together. But if I replace this with a 12,000 wide pixel image, I get the hills on both sides. This will actually tell me that it's the correct size. This is a much larger than needed image, and it will resize it to the exact wallpaper dimensions that I have, and it won't look blurry. Vertical stacking is also allowed, so you can align your monitors like this, and it will work. You can also undo and redo actions. Again, just there's some shortcuts here. And finally, Spanright is open source, so code is here on GitHub. You can check it out, make an issue or pull request if you want to. It's just me maintaining it, and it's a pretty new project, but any help would be appreciated or feedback. So thanks.